The Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host for this evening, Miguel Colon Jr., and we are joined in virtual studio with my good friend, the godfather of Orlando comedy, Mr. Ken Miller, and the young buck under his wing, Mr. Dwayne Williams. Dwayne, what up, brother? Good to have you on the show for the first time.
Hey man, good to be here. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
If you guys don't know, Dwayne's coming live from a tin can. That's why it sounds like that. But
Hey, what's in the background? What's that behind you?
Man, those are some flowers, man. Like, right? Don't stop. Don't start yet.
you got succulents growing in the back.
Hey, you know why? Because he date white women. He over his
No,
girl.
listen, man. I'm gonna defend your homeboy. Dwayne is a single man. Listen, when you're a single dude, Ken, you haven't been a single guy in a long time. When you're a single guy, every now and then you got to check your apartment and be like, all right, this is too single guy. Like I got to throw some stuff in here to let women know that I'm not just eating off the floor.
Man.
Yeah, I did it, man. I remember I remember like my first apartment, man. I used to pick up flowers every day because there was like a bodega down the road from my house, and they had like the ladies selling flowers, and that's because I had girls coming over, and it was cool. And like every couple of days, I'd have like fresh flowers, and they're like, "You have fresh flowers?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And now everything in my apartment or my house is functional, to the point where when you're a single guy and you're looking at everything functional, you're like, "I got too many forks."
Yeah.
Like I'm like.
Hey, Miguel, I got one to top that. This is me and my wife first started dating. This how long ago it was. Carolina was in the Super Bowl playing the Broncos.
Yeah.
So I'm at work and I had a little party at my house. The Box of Chocolates crew came through, her cousin came through. And so I was at work. I came home. Sean had cooked and everything. She done went out because I had a towel and a washcloth in my bathroom that I use. My wife, who was my girl at the time, she done went and bought decorative towels. She done went to Home Goods. She done hung up a clock on the wall, pictures of Jesus touching little babies. Like she's like, I gotta make this. Your people can't come over and see this. I'm like, yo, but I'm currently a single guy. I'm not married. I mean, we were dating, but you know what I mean. And I'm like, yeah. This is how dudes live. She's like, She done put curtains up. She done vacuum, bro. She done got some furniture from Ashley's. Like, she's like, we got to take this back Monday, so don't nobody spill that. When you're a single dude, that's what your crib
is functional.
It's functional. You know what I mean? You got a microwave and an air fryer.
I remember a girl telling me, a girl telling me because my TV wasn't centered in the room, it went all the way over more to the right side, and she was like, "Why isn't your TV centered?" I was like, "Because I lay right here on the couch, and it's centered to where I lay on the couch, not to entertaining you." I tell you, the more you have a girl coming over, and the more you're seeing her more, and the more you're liking her, the more like, especially if she comes over to your place a lot, the more she starts influencing your place and stuff like that. And then what sucks is like when you break up with her, like you go back to being a single guy, but then there's like her influence still there in little things, and that's what triggers them like sad ass moments.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep the towels that. I ain't gonna change it. I like this little trash can she done put it in my bathroom. I'm gonna keep. Man, I got matching dishes. So I'm gonna keep. Like you ain't mad at her, you know? Because I was mad when I first walked in. Like, yo, you changed my house. That's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, but in my head, I was like, "Yo, she changed my house. Yeah, this look nice.
Yeah, this is
pink trash can in the bathroom."
My mother would do this thing when I would go out of town for a long time. My mom would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna check on your house," and that I know means she gonna do something. Like, cause she's like, "I put curtains up," and I'm like, "I don't." And this is what I do. I'm like, "Yo, listen, Mom, I'm a grown man. I'm your son, but I am my own man. You cannot come into my house and put curtains up. Also, these curtains are dope."
Hey, Mom, I'm a grown man. You can't put curtains up. Thank you. I love this color.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is.
Color, Mom.
Yeah, this is incredible. Look, they're keeping the light out.
And I can't wait for that to happen with my kids. I can't wait for Junior to get his own place. And I come up like, yo, go to McDonald's and get me some food. And then I'm bringing in a brand new table. Yeah. He ain't even got no dining room table. What kind of woman gonna come over here and eat sitting on the couch? What's wrong with this kid?
I would tell you when it was the worst. My first apartment, we were so like And when I say trap, I don't mean like we were like trapping. I just mean
trapping.
like
You was trapping.
We was just
slanging that
yo.
dope.
I remember all the blinds were down, but my cousin BJ's taller than me. He's like 4, or he's like 6 feet, so he's like 4 or 5 inches taller than me. So all the blinds are down, and there's an opening in one for him to look out, and an opening in mine. And that's how we would walk through the house, like just yo, what's up? All right, move, position two, you know?
Yeah. Dwayne, you got roommates. How is it? Because I haven't had roommates since I was in the military. Like, I'm talking about 90, 96, 97. So how is it? Because Miguel lives by himself. How is it having roommates, bro? Like, I haven't had roommates since the 90s. I ain't had roommates since Biggie got shot. Biggie got murdered when I was like, when Biggie got murdered, I said, you know what? I don't even want roommates no more.
I can't do this anymore.
I can't do
this anymore. I don't have typical roommates. You know, a lot of times people room with, first of all, they room with people they know. I don't have roommates that I know. I didn't know these people when they moved
Craigslist
in. No, my landlord,
Back page.
Your landlord just put people in your house?
Bro, my landlord just put people in the house. And real talk, like, that we're not the same age. Like, both of my roommates are in their 50s.
What?
Man, hey, hold up, man. Bro. You live with you just live with your aunt and uncle, and you like, I live with my roommates. They're wacky.
No, man.
Here's a picture of them holding me when I was born.
Bro,
wacky roommates. They knew my mom because they're related.
I legit share a room with people in their 50s. It's a man and a woman. And
let me ask you, this is a weird question, but racially, is it all mixed up races? Is it all black?
No, I'm the blackest thing in that house. Just this is me. I got 2 white roommates, 2 old white roommates, bro.
Are they guys
one's
or girls?
One's a woman, one's a man.
Wait, why are you putting anything else on social media? Why are you not just filming living with 2 50-year-old white people?
Bruh, I'm talking about the house smell like being gay and man, it's crazy, bro. Like prune juice all in the fridge.
That's the fridge. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I can imagine you got vitamin water and like coconut water, and they're sitting there with like prune juice, and they're putting all the instead of Tupperware, they just use old margarine tubs for everything.
All that old people stuff. But the house is quiet because old people go to bed early, so like 7 o'clock they sleep.
So you always go into her house if it's a girl, right? You always like, let's go to your house.
No.
Now you bring them back.
Yeah.
You're like, hey man,
I've done all that.
This is Carl and Lisa, my 50-year-old white roommates.
I've done all that, bro. It don't matter to me, man. But
what's the best bonding moment you've ever had with your roommates? Like, what was the moment where you were like, this is okay? Yeah. Anything?
Honestly, when I don't even know if I can say this on the radio. This is
it's okay.
Yeah, you can say it as long as you don't cuss.
I ain't gonna cuss. Well, I don't know if this is a bonding moment. I just know that I was walking up the stairs and I found a little bag with some white residue in it.
Oh, they getting right.
Yeah, and I'm like, I said, I've seen these before, man. This brings back a lot of memory because my mom was on drugs, so I know what this stuff looks like. And I'm like, hey, man, just keep your head up. God bless you, bro. I know what you're going through. Did
you have to give your 50-year-old roommate the talk about, hey, man, come into my room right now. I want to talk to you.
I gave him a dare shirt.
You're like, I know you're doing cocaine because you stayed up till 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I gave him a dare shirt, man. It's crazy. And like, it's weird because, man, like I living with old people, man, like he sits outside all day, but he'll have the door open. No, it's fine, but he had a door open though, so he got mosquitoes all in the house, man. I'm getting
just whittling. I like we keep saying old. I'm 10 years away from being his age. Ken is like 5 years away. We're like this old mother.
He's old already. He old already, bro.
He's like 1980s 50, because in the 80s when you were 50, you were old, man.
Yeah, Ken is there already. You gotta let
And no, Dwayne know I'm old like that. I'd be like, Dwayne be like, what you doing? I'm like, man, I'm in the bed. He's like, yo, it's noon.
It's noon.
I'm like, man, I'm tired.
By noon. Like, how you sleep twice?
Bro, I be tired, bro. I'm old, man.
Dwayne, how old are you? You're 27, 28?
I'm 32.
32? So you still young, man. Like, have your roommates ever brought home like a girl and she's old, but you like, okay. Okay, Margaret.
He bring home dudes.
He's gay?
He say he ain't, but I ain't never seen a female in that house
See, because that's probably hard too. Because he's like, I can't let Dwayne know I'm gay. This kid's gonna judge me, and you like, bro, I'm a 32-year-old black dude in 2000. Let's say 2022. Like,
hey man, if he is gay, I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't get in folks' business. We've been living together for like a good year now. Like all three of us. Like I
tell everybody, every time I see a good-looking dude, I hope he's gay. So that just all the ugly dudes are straight. That's it.
Line,
yeah,
man. Hey, this I know, because when you talking about older women, we did the villages. These old women love Dwayne. They was like, woo, look at you, Django.
This close to a sugar mama. I was this close to my student loans.
Look at little Django. And they was like, hey, Ken, with your old ass. But anyway, hey,
Dwayne,
man.
I got catfished. I was telling Kid, I got catfished by old lady.
I did too.
Yeah, she told me she wanted to kick it with me and all this stuff. So she sent me all these pictures. All the pictures she sent me must have been from like 15. I should have paid attention too, man, because I was like, damn, man, like look at that hair and what kind of filter is this? But it wasn't a filter, it was just film. The filter's the worst, bro. And so I said, yeah, come kick it with me at the show. Come kick it. And she showed up to the show, and I was looking, and I was like, that looked like the girl that's been talking to me, but that can't be, because she was old to the point where like her lips had the lines on them, man. Like it wasn't like crazy. She was probably like 55, knocking on me. And I was like, what the hell? And she was like, I hadn't taken any recent pictures. I'm like, this is a 20-year-old picture. It's not about recent. It's just you have. And so I literally introduced her to because she's at the show now. And I was like, okay, well, she's at the show. That's cool. She'll come visit the show. And people were like, hey, who's this? And I was like, straight up, I told him, I was like, yeah, that's my mom's friend. She wanted to come out to the show. And then after the show, she was like, we're going to hang out after the show. I was like, man, like the promoter of the show overhears this story. He gonna feel bad. I was like, this dude trying not to pay me, so I got to take care of this. I was like, I don't know how long it's going to take. And I know you got to go bed early,
Hey, man, you must really wanted to be there.
You got to watch Jag.
Yeah, yo, gotta watch. That's how I know I'm old, because I'm watching Matlock, Unsolved Mysteries. I hate MASH. I watch older crime shows. I like crime shows. I've been watching what's the one that Shamar Moore was on? Criminal Minds.
CSI, Criminal Minds. I like Criminal Minds.
Man, I finally learned unsub.
Unsub, bro. The unsub.
Unsub. Like,
and that's what I call unsub. When I meet like a creepy person, I'm like, that's the unsub right there, yo.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Criminal Minds, they fly a jet everywhere. At some point, I'm gonna tell them,
private jet.
I'm like, FBI, hey, listen, we can drive. We can drive, okay?
I like old shows. I like, the Jeffersons and, and Living Color and stuff like that.
You like uppity tiger shows.
I like the old shows.
We talking about white shows, bro. You being an uppity tiger right now.
Yeah, I am. Yes, sir.
We got a minute before we go to commercial. We got probably 30 seconds before Dwayne's roommate come in. Why are you talking so loud? It's so late at night.
Man, they already sleep, bro.
Hey, Miguel. Hey, Dwayne, 32. Tell him to take their hat off. Their hairline 78 years old.
Hey, man. Go to commercial.
Hey, Dwayne, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Hey, I'm being real with you, man. Just recently, my barber, every time he's working on my hairline, he's like, he's like trying to make it work every time.
He's like, man, you gonna make me earn this little $40.
Hey, Miguel, if Dwayne was in the military, he salute like that. Hey, hairline always back here. I ain't Sarge.
Hey, we gotta go to commercial. We come back, we'll have more Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Oh, that's great. Back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I'm joined in studio with my co-host for the evening, Mr. Ken Miller, and our special guest, Mr. Dwayne Williams. I am Miguel Colon. Welcome to the show, guys. Earlier we were talking about Dwayne and his roommates that were so old they remember when he wasn't even allowed in the front door. She's like, your old roommate's like, she's like, I remember marching when Dr. King came in town. You're like, you marched with Dr. King? Against, but it worked out the way it worked out.
Yeah. Hey, I did a show in Daytona this weekend. Shout out to Downtown Daytona Live. And it was a couple that they had been married 49 years.
That's because
I said y'all was married during segregation. Like y'all, like people get bused to school when y'all got married. Like y'all,
Governor George Wallace married us at a Pride rally. That's when Pride meant something else. You know,
I said all your black guests had to come in the back of the church. Like 49 years.
Yeah, that's what I said. They were serving the food.
Yeah, serving the food and cleaning up the building.
49 years, which means I'm 45, so 77. So 73. I'm 45. I was born in 1977. So that means they got married in 1973.
They're like, we got
73,
married.
Bro.
He's like, I had got back from Vietnam a couple years ago, and I wasn't right. And she was the first girl I ran into. I was heavy on the drink, and I liked the heroin. You know, she was dancing at a club called Staggers. If you know, back then the girls were allowed to wear tassels.
Bro, hey, let me look this up. Who was Richard Nixon was the president. Like they been married. They was married through Iran-Contra. Like, like they done been through the war on drugs. Like they think about this, Miguel. They have been through Vietnam, Iran-Contra, the war on drugs, East Coast, West Coast beef.
Like,
Pablo Escobar wasn't even in the game when they got married.
Wasn't in the game yet, bro.
They got married with the Watergate.
Yeah, Watergate hadn't even happened. They got married right before Watergate. So to put this into perspective, they got married and they were only like 30 minutes into Forrest Gump, the film, historically.
Forrest Gump, they didn't have good legs yet.
Yeah. Jenny was still clean. You know?
Yeah, man.
You can still raw dog Jenny at this point.
Hey, his mama didn't care about education that much yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, before Jenny got the Magic Johnson, bro. Bro, 73. Like I know as comedians, we do this all the time. We always like, so who's been married the longest? And people be like 49, 50 years. I'm like, you've been married since from the Funkadelic.
Yeah.
Like, I always do like
the birth of hip hop.
Yeah.
Funkadelic, the birth of hip hop.
The son of Sam.
The son of Sam.
Married them.
Married to the son of Sam. John Wayne Gacy. I just watched the John Wayne Gacy documentary.
Hey, bro,
they was
married doing the best serial killers ever.
Yeah.
Ever, bro.
The golden age of serial killers.
The golden age of serial killers.
Bro, that's funny. I'm sorry, 50 years don't even sound right. Like
that's crazy. Like some people don't even make it to your marriage lasted longer than what some people make it to in their
8.5 years. I just looked this up. 8.5 years right now is the average span of the first marriage for people in the United States.
Right now. Back then, I think it was.
Yeah, back then it was like you married because you got her pregnant.
Hey, Miguel, which is right because my first marriage was 9 years.
Yeah, 8.5 years.
8.5 years.
He made it like 8.5 years.
8.5. I beat the stats, baby. I beat the stats. Ow.
Married 49
I was just shocked,
years.
bro. They was like 49 years. So I joke with after the show, I bought him a drink, and I was just like, what is it? And they was just like, yo, they say communication. Just know you're gonna argue and fight. Sometimes it happens, and it's like a happy sex life.
But ain't that much communication in the world for 50 years, man. Like,
yeah,
you talk about. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, he just walks in the house. He's like, "Hey, Eleanor, are you gonna make dinner again? Because I wanted to know if I was gonna throw up all morning."
And she was like, "Well, Ebenezer, I was gonna make dinner because you know their name was Eleanor Ebenezer.
Yeah.
You know they got old ass names. You know they got old ass names."
He's like, "You never give me any compliments." Okay, out of all your friends, you've got the biggest wiener.
50 years, there's no more different dinner you can cook for me. I done had everything you can cook.
She done cooked everything. Like now he got a smoker. Like now they got an air fryer. Like they got to change up. They like I'm air frying everything we eat from now on.
You think about it, you've dramatically in 50 years you have to dramatically have changed as people. So they remember when they were probably using racial slurs, and now they're like, we would have never talked about people like that. Yeah, remember Eleanor? Yeah. She's like, I remember when the weird gypsy couple shut
Yo, Dwayne, you right. You got to think about that. the food has changed. You got to think you married somebody 50 years ago. Remember the TV dinner was like super dope.
Yeah.
You put it in the oven. We sit down and watch TV. Now the TV dinners are trash.
They're probably the only people who have an account with Swanson's food delivery.
Yeah, they're still getting
the Swanson truck.
Swanson's meat. Like,
it's one dude showing up still. He's like dusting off a box. He's like, Eleanor? Yeah. I wouldn't eat this, man.
When the microwave came out, they thought it was just the best thing ever, probably. Like,
they lived through most of the Cold War. Like, what a letdown when that just ended.
Yo, and they was there when Magneto turned all the and shot them.
They met hiding under their desk on a nuclear missile drill. Their whole life is Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire" song. Is their whole marriage?
No, matter of fact, let me look up what was the number one song in '73. Let me see. Number one song in 1973.
Probably the Beatles, huh? Maybe the Beatles.
Number one song was "Killing Me Softly." Roberta Flack. They met when Roberta Flack had the number one song on Billboard.
Is she still alive?
I think Roberta might be passed.
Okay,
might be passed. Dude, it was
the number one movie was The Exorcist.
Bro, guess what?
They went and saw American Graffiti. American Graffiti was the number 3 movie. That's Harrison Ford's first movie. They went on a date to see Harrison Ford's first movie.
Yeah,
and then he was probably like, I don't think this kid's got a career. You know,
bro. Let me go down this list though, Miguel. Okay, so you got "Killing Me Softly," you got "Superstition," Stevie Wonder, "Love Train" by the OJs. You got "You Are the Sunshine of My Life," Stevie Wonder, "My Love," Paul McCartney. So yeah, "Touching Me in the Morning," Diana Ross. "Let's Get It On." They had Marvin Gaye. That's why they got
that was a new hit though. Like they didn't even know the lyrics. They didn't even know it came on. They were like, "What's this? Let's get it on." They're like, "I don't know." Sounds like one of these colored artists, honey.
It was this black guy up singing about sex. Is he allowed to sing about this? Is this good? "Let's Get It On" was one of the top songs in the year they got married. I would have married her too. If "Let's Get It On" was my best song that year, I probably would have married my lady that year.
Check this out. Segregation ended in the United States in 1964. So not even 10 years after segregation, they were married, and it was still like we're still trying to work it out. You know, what are we gonna do with all these goddamn water fountains?
So you got the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, now the 20s. Like, what?
Imagine the dude who was the colored water fountain salesman. He's like, "Gary, I got some horrible news. We're closing the office down." Why? They're people now. I don't know.
Hey, think about this. I've been married 4 years. I got married in 2018. The number one song my year, "God's Plan," Drake. That was his number one song.
Drastic change in times.
That was the number one song the year I got married was Drake.
Elvis
God's
was
Plan.
still alive.
Because it was God's plan that I married my beautiful wife, LaShawn Miller.
Stop pandering to your wife, bro.
That was a shout out to my wife, Preppy Socialite in the building. It was God's plan. We got married. Don't be jealous, Miguel and Dwayne, because y'all ain't married.
Ken, the Vietnam War officially ended March 29, 1973.
Jesus.
They
love it. Hey, Miguel, their love ended the Vietnam War. Come on.
He married to get a deferment for a draft. He was like, "Hey, baby, we got to get married right now. I'm either shooting myself in the foot, pretending I'm gay, or getting married right now." It doesn't look like we're winning this one.
Man, that's crazy, man. 50 years.
They were still wearing short shorts in the NBA, and they hadn't even dunked yet.
Let me see. Let's see. Who won the NBA championship?
The Celtics?
1973? The New York Knicks. I think that was the Pat Riley team.
Ooh,
they beat the Celtics 4-3. Willis Reed. Remember, that was the game I think Willis Reed limped back on the court.
Hold up, too. Super Bowl.
That's the only championship the Knicks got. But anyway.
This is the one the Dolphins won. Yeah, this is the one the Dolphins won, 1973.
The undefeated year.
Undefeated year, yeah.
All this good stuff is because they got married,
They got married.
They got the Knicks won a championship. The Dolphins were undefeated. Come on, it's
Richard Nixon still had a job.
Richard wasn't being a scam artist.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Dan got magic legs. This was a big year for anybody.
Yo,
their marriage is so old, Dwayne. Your roommates were born at their wedding day.
For real. That year, bro. That year, UCLA won the national championship, beat Memphis State. Like that was a great 73 was a great year, bro. And you know what else happened in 1973?
What's up?
My wife was born.
Oh,
come on! You putting that age out there?
My wife was born. Everybody. Hey, if you come to my shows, you know my wife old as hell. Hey, I ain't nigga old. She
don't look it though.
She don't look it. I look it though.
You most definitely look it though.
Yeah, I look old. Like I take my wife places, they think I'm the cougar.
They don't realize your wife's up there until she says something an older woman say, like, look at that Schifferow over there. You're like, what? The
Cadenza.
Older women know names for furniture that we've never heard before.
Ooh, let me put my shawl on.
Yeah. She got a brooch with a picture of a lady on it.
Oh my gosh.
She don't listen to the show anyway, so we good. We good.
She's standing behind you.
Yeah,
if she was standing behind you, I'd be like, hey, I gotta go.
I had to shut the door because we was up here loud the first show. And she was like, "You so loud, but it was such a good show, but you so loud." But I keep the door open because she listens because I don't say nothing crazy. But I have a 2-story, and heat rises.
Yeah.
So and she's like anemic, so the house has to be warm for her. But for me, if you look at me, dude, like I'm like look at my brow, I'm sweating. So I end up shut the door. And when I just said she was born, she still heard me when I said she was old. She heard that. I heard you, Kenneth. And she talking about my first name. I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
women just run so cold all the time. Like, oh man, I got a homegirl, Dana, and anytime I'm over at her house hanging out with her and her roommate, I'm like, it's like 85 degrees in here, and they're always like, it's just so cold, and I'm like, it's not cold.
It's not cold.
It's not.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah,
bro.
Sweating.
I just wrote a brand new joke about if you get married, people used to ask what religion, where we gonna live, what we gonna name my kids. No, you need to ask her what you want the thermostat on.
Yes, that's the key, though.
I wanted on 71. I wanted on 71. Dwayne, my wife wanted on hell.
Yeah, no.
She wanted on hell.
Your wife keep it so hot. Slaves walk in your house like, Mr. Miller, this hot in here.
This ain't Candyland.
Jihadists would be sweating, be like, I want to attack the convoy, but my God.
Candyland.
Hey man, we got a couple seconds. We gotta go to commercial. When we're back, man, we want to talk about a crazy merger and some other crazy mergers from companies you wouldn't expect to buy each other. So that's coming up next when you tune back into Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host this evening, Miguel Colon Jr., as joined in studio by my man, Mr. Ken Miller, and also Young Buck on the comedy scene, who I think is one of the funniest comics running around right now from this new era. Big fan of his work, love working with him, Mr. Dwayne Williams. Dwayne, one of the things that I really respect about you is you and a lot of other these like younger comics from this new school that's coming up are branching out into more than just comedy, and you're doing it, I think, better than a lot of us guys did. We got Ben Brainer killing it on TikTok and doing videos. I was just watching Cam Bertrand on Dry Bar Comedy. These guys are going out there, man. I love Cam, man. I love Cam. It's like if you took Chris Rock's voice and put it in a skinny white dude, But Dwayne, man, you are one of the faces of Universal's marketing. You're in all the Universal commercials, and it's not just like your guy 6 in the background holding the map. You are the face and voice of part of Universal's marketing campaign.
We've seen you on billboards.
Yeah. And it's not even like we caught these 9 dudes in a sex ring sting,
So so talk about it, man. Talk about the commercial experience, how it feels to be the face, being on billboards, and the other commercials. You've done more commercials than that. So speak on the commercials and stuff that you've done and Universal.
Man, honestly, the first thing that come to mind is it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming when I first did it, man, because the original one we shot, the first one, it was only supposed to be just one commercial. It was 4 days of shooting and everything, but the uppers and all the big wigs, man, they loved it, and the response from the public, so they decided to just make a whole campaign out of it, and that's how I ended up getting the billboards and being on radio and more commercials and print work. And you walk in public, you see me, and drive down the highway, I'm on a billboard. I had like 40 something billboards the first time I did it. It was overwhelming, for real.
Were you riding around every billboard you could find taking pictures of yourself?
No, because those digital ones. So like,
I don't care. I'd have been waiting.
Me too. I would have waited until like it would have been behind me blowing the horn. I'm sitting there. I'm coming back.
Go around. I got my hazards on. This is one of the billboards they told me.
Yeah, I eventually got one, man. I got a couple. I had two different ones. I eventually got them, but at first I didn't know like where they were necessarily, because if it was on the highway on a Monday, on Tuesday I wouldn't see it.
Right.
But Wednesday I would see it. So I guess they rotated in a sense, but it was like 40 something, man. Like, it was all down in Miami. I had a friend call me, was like, man, you on a billboard in Miami, a big one somewhere down there, some digital one. So that was crazy to me.
Do you know, check this out, Dwayne, I'll tell you this, man. Put this in your head. I was at a Culver's, like fast food ice cream shop restaurant in Denver, Colorado. And I was hanging out with this girl, and we did a trip out there to do some comedy shows. And we're sitting in the Culver's, and all these commercials are coming through. And next thing you know, it's a Universal commercial, and there you are. And I'm like, get the hell out of here, man. Because I didn't know the commercials where they aired, I seen them in Orlando, but I didn't know there you were. Funny enough, also in that Culver's, they were playing a commercial for Culver's, and Tiffany Antonescu was in it. Same day I was in Culver's, and I was like, these two.
I've never seen her commercial.
She's in it. It's a Culver's commercial where it's like, like, welcome to Culver's. I don't think there's Culver's commercials in Florida yet. There's Culver's, but not commercials.
There's commercials here.
Yeah, but sitting there in less than 20 minutes, I saw 2 Orlando comics in commercials, but you had speaking lines, Like, there he is.
Bro, I was sitting here on email one day, and I sent you the thing, and it was the Transformers thing, and then Dwayne, it popped up on my Hotmail, because I'm the only person in America still has Hotmail. And Dwayne's face popped up, and I was like, "What you do? What are you doing here?" I just saw this dude.
What I thought was messed up was in post they photoshopped more hairline on him though.
Yeah, they made that hairline.
My barber did that, man. He gave me the black dot stuff. I told him to hook me up, man, because I can't be on TV with my hairline like this here. But to be honest with you, man, like, I didn't even know. Even when I went for the first one, like, I was speaking, so that's called the principal role. I didn't even know I was the principal role until I got there, because this was my first commercial, my first thing ever booked.
Yeah.
So I walk in, and they're like, "Are you Dwayne?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Dwayne." They say, "Hey, y'all, here's our star." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, we all stars." I'm high-fiving everybody. "Yeah, we all stars, man. Yeah." Like, "No, Dwayne, you're the star." I said, "Yeah, no, we all stars." Like, "No, Dwayne, you're the principal. I said, "What's the principal?" They was like, "You're doing the talking." I'm like, Oh, that's what that is? Oh, okay. Like, I didn't even know what that was. Like,
as you were asking all those questions, like not knowing what it was, they're texting, pay him less. He don't know. He don't know.
I knew what that money was, because that's what, honestly, that's one of the main reasons like I kind of like went for it, because the money was good. Like,
that's dope. How many commercials for Universal did you end up doing?
Oh man, TV.
Yeah,
man, I done lost count. It's like over 3 years of shooting.
That's dope, because you like the Jake from State Farm of Universal.
I told him that. I said, "Hey man, I want to be like Flo from Progressive with this."
Hey, you better watch your mouth now. You swing for the fences here, baby. Just stick with Jake.
Don't stay with Jake. He brand new. Like, Flo been there forever. Flo been there since 73.
Flo, hey, let's be honest. Flo would get it. Flo would get it. If you tell me Flo wouldn't get it, man, you lying to everybody in the room.
Flo most definitely can.
Flo most definitely, but I would make her wear the apron. Wear the apron.
Yo, yeah, man. But it was an amazing thing, man. And it was And again, it was just supposed to be just for TV, but it just turned out so well, man. And it was like it didn't even feel like work. You know, they say you find something you love to do. You know, you never work a day in your life. Yeah. That's crap. That's bull. I'll tell you that right now. But like that particular commercial shoot and any of them it never felt like work. It's not like stand up.
Have you been trying for film also and stuff like that? Have you been auditioning for films as well?
Oh yeah, I auditioned for everything. I shot a movie. I shot a movie I shot a movie before.
I was Tyler Perry made something.
No, it wasn't Tyler Perry movie. Man, I wish, because I still be getting the check, which I still get residuals from this other movie. But it was called Zola, and it was about a stripper.
Yeah. Me and White saw that movie. You in that movie?
You in Zola?
I was supposed to be a body
Not the
double.
principal this time, but all right.
No, I was the principal, but I was a body double for one of the main guys. I think he was like the pimp, black dude. Okay. And I ended up being a body double / stunt man because I was supposed to be driving a van with the girls in it because he wasn't supposed to be there that last day of shooting. So they brought me in, but I was there 8 hours and I didn't work a dime. I didn't work nothing. I didn't work a second, bro. But I still got paid.
Bro, you know, it's got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. I don't know why. Dude, crab movie terrible.
Okay, I was trying to be nice because I haven't seen it yet.
He said, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I literally got a residual check like 2 weeks ago, but I haven't seen the movie. Zola.
Yeah, he said he was
the prostitute
in Zola.
Yeah.
I had to open the door and tell my wife, she laughed.
With the beard, I had a beard. They put a hairline on me, man. Like I was.
They put a hairline on me.
They put a hairline
every roll, hair and makeup's like, all right. Give me.
Yeah, man. But that's the only movie I've done. But I've done other commercial stuff.
Dope, man. That's the grind, though. I mean, you think about all the people that we've had on the show and the other shows around here and talk about their 50th, 100th movie. There was a first movie once. You know what I'm saying? There was a Zola for them too. And there was, I bet you this, man, and it has to be because it's the same way of comedy. You got to balance out people just giving you advice and telling you what to do that you don't care about, and then balancing out people who you're like, all right, I respect this advice because I know what you've been doing. And then there's people who, I bet you there was people in the beginning of the Universal commercial that were supposed to be your homies. And they're like, yeah, man, you got one commercial, but I'm saying that's just one commercial. And it's like, I hate that attitude. It's like, no, you got one commercial. Yeah,
I get that now because we haven't shot in a minute. So
they're waiting. They're just waiting for it to. They're just waiting for this project to stop. And here's the thing with success, what people don't get, they be like, "Oh yeah, Dwayne, you were doing commercials, but when's the last one you shot?" I got a question. When's the first one you shot?
Yeah.
When's the first one you shot, dude? Telling me when's the last one I did? You know,
I had a guy hating on me on the set the first shoot. A white guy named Patrick.
Hey. He might listen to the show.
Man,
I don't want him to. If your name is Patrick, you got a problem with Dwayne, stop listening to the show right now.
Apparently, he went for the same role that I did, and he didn't get it, but they casted him as like an extra.
Which to me, man, I'm like, that means you still good. They're like, something about this kid.
You still got in the commercial. You should be happy.
It's like when you watch Hard Knocks and they tell you, look, man, we're putting you in a practice squad. Okay.
I would tell you it's not the same. When you're an extra versus the principal, you still in it, but it's not the same. It's not the same money or whatever. So the first day we walked in, like, you know, I introduced myself to everybody, and he shook my hand like, oh, so you're the guy that stole my role, right? And he's chewing his gum real hard, smiling, but he was kind of like joking. But I'm like, stole your role. And I'm like, man, if it was your role, you would have it. And I walked away. Like, who you in my mind, I'm like, who you talking to like that?
You should have been like, nah, dog, I wasn't going for extra number 2.
Yeah. That was
keep swinging for the fences, baby. Give me a napkin. Let me sign for this kid.
I wasn't going for bag boy. Like, I wasn't going for the guy crossing the street.
But he was looking salty, man. He was looking like, you know, you can tell he was hating throughout the entire shoot. But
sometimes it's just like that, man. Like,
I didn't care.
The Hollywood shuffle's weird like that. Another thing that's weird that we want to talk about is business mergers. And Ken was telling me something that I thought was weird. Ken, break it off to these people. Tell them who's getting with who.
So, brother, apparently Denny's bought Kiki's Breakfast Cafe for $82.5 million.
See, it's weird to me.
Kiki started in 2006. They have 52 restaurants. I don't know if they're all in Florida. I just know they have 52. Now Dennis is based out of South Carolina, 82.5 million. And I'm like, That's not a lot.
Nah, I feel like we could all pull that together, sell a house,
like,
get a loan.
We could have bought Kiki's.
Let me tell you this. In 2008, we could have got a loan for $80 million on a signature. Be like, I need to buy some Kiki's. Yeah. Sounds good to me. What do you do for a living? Comic. Funny job. Tell you what I'm going to do, kid. I'm going to give this to you. Let me run it by my branch manager over here.
Yeah, you walk into a bank. Hey, man, I'm trying to take out a Kiki loan. The Kiki loan.
Let me get that Kiki.
Hey, but think about this, though, dog. So when Denny's buys Kiki's, does the menu change? Are we getting the Grand Slams at Kiki? Because no, Kiki's got like a brunch breakfast.
Yeah.
Time. Like, does the menu change?
I think the servers change. She come with a cigarette in her mouth.
Everything the same, kind of. They just keep the name because Kiki's is more, dare I say, a little bit more upscale than the Denny's.
Yeah, it's definitely fancier than Denny's. It closes at like 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Denny's is like
2. Denny's is like 24/7.
Denny's is working the corner on the night shift. You know, Denny's is just like, hey, yo, I got them Grand Slams. Hey, yo, I got them Grand Slams.
So they'll probably keep the name the same, but just it's under the Denny's umbrella. So they generate that.
Oh, so it's not like when you get married, it's not going to be Kiki's hyphen Denny's?
No.
I remember when Kiki's got married in 1973.
No, man, it's going to be like that, man.
Who do you think Waffle House would buy? If Waffle House was buying up spots, who would Waffle House buy?
IHOP?
No.
Bail bondsman office. Yeah. Waffle House owns 96 bondsman offices.
What would Waffle House buy?
If Waffle House got a liquor license, the game would be over.
Bro. After the show, after the club, you go through the Waffle House. Dude, do you understand the net worth of Waffle House? Do you want to? I want you to throw a number at me.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
What you say? What you say, Miguel?
190 million.
What you say, Dwayne?
What was the question?
The net worth of Waffle House.
If Kiki is like 85 billion, Waffle House is almost nationwide because they're not in Cali. I would say like 160 billion.
$4 billion.
Waffle House $4 billion.
Waffle House is worth $4. What you mean? That's it.
Kiki's 100. Kiki's is 88 million.
Yeah, Kiki's is 82 million.
Oh, million. Okay.
Yeah, Waffle House is $4 billion.
Yo, bro. Elon, buy Waffle House, baby. Give us free Wi-Fi and Starlink. Hey, we got to wrap the show up, man. I'm Miguel Colon Jr. in studio again, of course, with Mr. Ken Miller and, of course, Mr. Dwayne Williams. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you guys for tuning in tomorrow, which I know you will, to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1.